Добре. Започнахме ли? Окей. Okay, now I will switch to English. Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to the first Nordic Midsummer networking event. My name is Galatea, and please join me first in thanking our host for today, the Resonator. Thank you, Matt. Innovation Hub team for providing us with this very inspiring meeting place. The topic today is networking and community, and these are the values that we from ConnectNordics.com are standing behind. Someone once wrote on the internet that networking is just a fancy word for relationship building. So this is very important, especially in the Nordics, to build relationships and in order to start business with these markets. Building relationships and trust is the first step to the Nordics, and you will hear more on this from our speakers and for the next steps, of course. Today we have a healthy mix of government, academia, and business speakers, as we believe that entering foreign markets is actually all-level shared community effort and vision. All Nordic countries have their specifics, but their markets are similar enough to be perceived as one Nordic market. It happened as a result from their geographical and cultural proximity, but most of all, their close cooperation on all levels. They have really very close government cooperation, business cooperation. They form common business regions, and they value cooperation very much. Oops. Sorry. Pardon the interruption, please. One last point I wish to make before I move on to the housekeeping remarks. Last week, the Swedish Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce, in collaboration with United Partners, hosted a very well prepared webinar on marketing strategies for success in Sweden. You can still watch it online on YouTube. The case speaker was Madeline from Cloudberry Communications, and her top 5 marketing tips were: drink coffee. Swedes love their fika, so drink coffee. If you drink tea, learn to drink coffee. Go digital first. So that's why we've created ConnectNordics.com, because it's really important to be digital there. Don't translate only, which means that cultural differences are really significant enough to make an effort and understand their culture. Translating to Swedish or Norwegian is not enough there. Leverage integrated marketing campaigns, which means that you have to cover all the variety of marketing tools, including social media, podcasts, and so on and so forth. Beware of greenwashing is the last tip from Madeline. The sustainability is a huge, huge topic in the Nordics. So you really do need sustainability policy and strategy. And they're very sensitive, the consumers and businesses alike, they're very sensitive towards greenwashing. So beware of this. And something that impressed me the most from her presentation was be humble. So don't think that you're the best. These markets are very saturated. The competition is fierce. So be humble and prepare well in advance is my advice. And I will end my opening remarks here on this positive note and continue with the order of activities that we've planned for today. Next is a presentation from Neda on the official launching of ConnectNordics.com platform, followed by a short Q&A session. Then we continue with our speakers who will give us interesting information on the 4 markets, Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Denmark. Again, followed by the opportunity for you to ask your questions. Afterwards, our networking will continue with family photo. And before going into country-specific groups, you will have 10 minutes to grab a bite or a drink. Your group will depend on the Nordic country you have most interest in. After that, we will invite you to join your moderators that will have a piece of paper with the same color and moderator written on the paper. They will guide you through the networking session. We will take the colorful papers for further consideration and analysis. So please do not write sensitive information on this paper. You can doodle and draw hearts, but there will be for me, not for you. During the whole event, we encourage you to keep your mind open, mingle, and build relationships with your colleagues. We need a strong community to support us in international waters. This is my experience as the former commercial counselor at the Embassy of Bulgaria to Sweden. I was also covering Finland and Norway, so I have experience on governmental level, but as the representative of Bulgaria on these markets, I actually have a lot of contacts and network and a lot of work that I have done with Swedish companies, and not only Swedish, but also the rest of the Nordic markets and Bulgarian as well. So let me now introduce Neda, my great partner, with the huge support of Rosen from Mobilitics. Hi, Rosen. Thank you very much. Together, we started ConnectNordics.com project. She has more than 10 years of experience in doing business with the Nordics and is the chairperson of Bulgarian Nordics Business Council, the non-profit organization behind ConnectNordics.com and platform. She's also the engine and the driver of this networking event. So without further ado, Neda, you have the floor.
Thank you, Galatea. Thank you for the presentation. And thank you, all of you, for being here today. So I understand that we have 3 or 4 events running simultaneously today. So thank you very much for sharing your time with us. And I hope really that you will learn something new about the Nordics today, that you learn something new about the platform that we have, and also make some good networking with the other participants. Okay, my presentation will focus actually on the platform ConnectNordics.com. Is the main tool that we actually are using to provide access to network and to connect the markets from Bulgaria, the Southeastern European countries, and the Nordic countries. Very briefly, who are we? About us. Basically, we are the Bulgarian Nordics Business Council. We are a non-profit, non-government organization. This is our legal entity. This is actually our main organization that is basically operating through the platform. So ConnectNordics.com, this is our online digital platform. Because we wanted to be kind of different than the rest of the organizations that we have. Probably you have visited, probably you have worked with some of those trade councils or other organizations that also are doing great job, but unfortunately most of them are quite physical, and the communities there are actually very closed. So we wanted to build something that is a bit different, that is open, and that everyone could join, everyone could share their connections, information, and also to have a broader reach through the markets. So maybe I could just tell the story, how we started and which is the team behind. So as Galatea mentioned, we have met with her in relation to our operations with the Nordic markets a few years ago, maybe more than 5 years already. Yeah, close to 10. So we really saw this potential of business between Nordics and Bulgaria. We really saw that this is a very good niche, something that has untapped potential, something that could be much more well developed, because there is a very good cultural fit. There is also a lot of opportunities to do business. Unfortunately, there is not much information sharing between the markets. There is not much knowledge between the markets. So we really want to do something that is providing, first of all, information, trusted information, verified information, and also is helping people to connect easily, people that are interested in doing business on both markets. So we decided with Galatea that we need to improve this situation somehow. But of course, we needed the tool behind. We needed something that's a digital tool to realize this idea. And then Rosen from Abilitix came, and Abilitix provided their platform Skilly, which is actually a very good platform, and it has many purposes. Could be also implemented inside the company for HR purposes, but also is community building platform. So they were very kind and generous, and gave us the possibility to realize our idea through the platform. So that was the core team. And then around this, we started to gather also some other contributors. And I'm very happy that I see most of them today. Georgi from VR Express, also Marina from SubscribeBG are in our board, and they are supporting us digitally in our journey. And then, of course, we started to attract people that are not physically located here, but are located on the Nordic markets. And you will also meet them today, like Eric Bem, who was initially in the Göteborg business area and now is in Holland business area. He's responsible for the IT there. And we have Daniela. You also see her. She was part of Business Sweden, helped most of the Swedish companies to establish here on the Bulgarian market. And then she went to Sweden, and there is helping a lot of SME companies. Valentin Stoev, of course, who is the present commercial attaché. He's a very good supporter, and most of you probably know him. So step by step, we started to gather this community of people that are interested to help and to develop the streams, information and business streams between the markets. So yeah, that's our purpose, is actually to help SME companies, startups to find information, to find connections, to establish first presence on the Nordic markets. because this is usually something very expensive, and usually the large businesses, they can afford this, they have presence. But for small businesses, for startups, it's very difficult to start doing, even to establish the first connections, to make the market research, to find the right organizations or people to help there. So we want it really to be this, let's call it a one-stop shop, or a place that provides information, provides connections, and also to make this community. And this community thing is very much inspired by the Nordic culture, and people here know that are operating already with the Nordic countries probably know this, that communities and clusters are very strong there. So we really wanted to take something of this experience, of this knowledge, of this wisdom, let's call it, and also to apply this here in Bulgaria, because sometimes we are not that used to support each other. And so we wanted to turn around a bit this. So that's our goal, and we want to be really digital. And this is our first actually physical event, but we decided to make it hybrid because we are a digital platform. So it was natural to have it both on-site and online. But we are very happy to see you all here today, also to be present. And of course, we're very happy to have the online audience also listening to us. The activities that we have are basically focused in exactly building the community. So we are making these events. We are also sharing articles, information about how to start a business, what are the main organizations that could support you in the Nordics if you would like to find some valuable information to start a business there. I would really encourage you, if you haven't still, just to go click on ConnectNordics.com, make a profile. It's very easy. It's just two-step profile with LinkedIn. Look into the network, look also the articles that we have shared. We have provided some quite interesting content recently. And also we have this newsletter that we started this year to spread amongst our members, where we are presenting companies, where we are presenting events. And also we plan to have this section, who is looking for what, who is providing what kind of services, so that we just spread and exchange information in the network and help people just to know more about each other, to interact more easily. And very briefly about our values, they're very much, of course, inspired also by the Nordic values, but of course, everything is about people. And we really believe in the power of people, and that we as a community could actually change something and basically make a difference, because our ultimate goal as an organization, as Bulgarian Nordics Business Council, is really to make a difference, really to help to boost a bit these business streams between the markets, because we really think there is something great that could happen. We need a few more people to be engaged in this, to showcase the best practices, to share experience, to share good stories. And this is why we have the digital platform, because we want to share much more stories about much more success stories. And of course, trust is something very important. We want to have a trusted community. This is why if you make a profile, you would wait a bit for us to prove this profile, because we want to have a network of trusted people, trusted companies, to have possibility to recommend to each other, something that is very important also for the Nordics. Also, we would like to provide transparency of information on the site, and also, of course, the sustainability topic. as Galatea mentioned, this is something very important to consider if you would like to do business in there, because that's very, very important, especially in the recent years for the Nordics. And everything should be digital. And again, something you need to consider if you would like to establish connections there is to have good digital materials, digital presence. This is something very important just to know and to consider, because you need to have a good quality presentation. And this is why we have started maybe more than 5 years ago, but we needed some time, and we invested some time together with Rosen to make the platform to be looking good, to have the proper functionality, so that if we invite also our co-partners from the Nordic countries, just to have a good experience with the platform, and to provide quality, let's say, service through this. And of course, our the people that we are looking for, as we already mentioned, are experts and businesses that are interested in doing business between the two, both markets, Nordics and Bulgaria, CE, or already have experience and would like to extend, would like to share a bit about their experience, and also are willing to contribute a bit to our community by sharing part of their knowledge, by sharing their success stories, and also by sharing probably part of their connections, because this is the only way together to gain new visitors and new profiles. There is every one of us to invite more people to join. Just very briefly about our digital presence. The platform, as we have mentioned, that's our own tool. And we have about 72 registered profiles at the moment. It's very important to say that we value quality, not quantity. So they're not that much, but most of you already are there. So you know that it's quite interesting. People are there. We have good profiles, and we really are aiming to have the people that would like to invest time and are serious about doing business in between the markets, and have some knowledge to share as well, or have some network, because especially from the Nordic countries, we try to attract people with good network that could also bring value to our community. And we have very well developed LinkedIn channels. We have more than 180 subscribers to our LinkedIn page of Connect Nordics. We have also a LinkedIn page of the Bulgarian Nordics Business Council. We have a Facebook page, and we have also the YouTube channel that is now streaming also this event. So these are our digital channels. Of course, our limitations are always related to the resource that we have and that we can provide. But of course, you are very welcome here to help, and also to provide us more digital content, so that we have interesting stories to share in there. Just to mention about the platform, this is how a profile looks like, and everyone could fill in main qualifications, main interest, what he or she is looking for. And very important functionality is that if you visit profiles of other experts, you could request a meeting through the platform. So of course you would not see this button in your profile, which was initially the case, and a lot of people requested meeting by themselves. So we have removed this. So now you will see actually this functionality in the other profiles, and this is how it looks like. If you enter, you can filter easily by the different specialities of people, and just look in the profiles. Of course, everyone is sharing as much as information as they decide. So there is no rule how much information you would like to share. And also with the people that you would like to connect, you can request a meeting and we can probably facilitate this meeting. For now, it's not that automated, but in future we would like to make it even much more automatic. And these are also some of the articles that we have published recently. Very interesting information gathered from years of knowledge from Galatea, from Valentin Stoev as trade attaches. For example, this article, What to Consider Before Doing Business in the Nordics. Some very useful links in there. Also, we have an interview with Eric Bem. You're going to hear him in a while. Yeah, we are a bit late with the schedule. And also a lot of more information. And as I already mentioned, just be active in the community, share your success stories. Like from ITIDO, for example, we already have one article that we are going to publish very soon, and thanks a lot for this. And also all of you could not be only written content, also video content could be shared, all kind of things that you would like to also a bit to promote your businesses, but also to share some good examples. Okay, and before we switch to our online greetings from the Nordics, of course, today it's very interesting, and we are talking a lot about AI. So I really wanted to check what ChatGPT would say about doing business in the Nordics, and so after 5 years, we have been building this together with Galatea and with the rest of the team, but we are quite happy with the answer because let's say some of the things, we feel a bit that we are on the right track. At least ChatGPT confirms this. So again, culture, equality, transparency, and sustainability. It's good to know that it's very valued. It's valuable and it's valued in the Nordics, the equality. So they're not much that hierarchical as community, and probably you know the Janteloven, so the law of equality there. Learn the language. Okay. I could slightly disagree here because most of the people speak English and very good English actually. So usually it's not a barrier, the language. But build a strong network. This is why we are here to build a network, to make the community. Sustainability, we talked about this. And also, of course, high taxes, something we didn't mention, but that's the reality there. Especially if you would like to establish your business, you have to be prepared for this. So some of the Nordic guys, they're joking that if you kill somebody, okay, you might take some years in the prison, but if you don't pay taxes, then that's really bad crime. So need to be prepared for taxes. And digital technology, very important again, but most of you here are from the IT business, as I could see, so this should not be a problem for you. Building trust, that's the trust barrier is quite high, so this is why we would like to have this trusted community where people could recommend each other, because this is also an important thing, to be recommended by someone. Once you make the first customer, there you see how much easier it would be to proceed, because you will already have some established presence, and very, of course, important to have this first customer to be a success, because he or she, they should be able to recommend you further to their colleagues there. Okay, so that was in a nutshell. Next, thank you very much. And next, we'll have our online speakers. I hope that some of them are already waiting in the lobby there. Okay, so the first one should be Valentin Stoev, who is our present commercial attaché. I'll just...
Yes.
Трябва да махнем...
Hello? Okay. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
hello,
we
can you
hear
hear
you.
me? Oh, okay, great. Good evening
Hi.
to everyone. Hi, and I want to thank first Ned and Galatea for bringing us together tonight. My name is Valentin Stoev. I'm head of the Trade Office, Trade and Economic Relations Office at the Embassy of Bulgaria to Sweden. I'm based in Stockholm, but in fact, I'm in charge of two countries, Sweden and Finland. Anyone who is interested in doing business with these two countries can contact me at any time. You can call or write me and ask for anything related to business, trade, and investments. My contact information is available on the website of the Ministry of Economy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and my colleagues, of course, Galatea and Neda, can give it to you too. My main duty as a head of the trade office here is to help and assist companies from both sides, Bulgaria and Sweden and Finland, to connect, to find partners, investors, or new markets and clients for their products and services. Also, I can advise you or give you practical information about important useful events like trade shows, fairs, conferences, and business and trade missions. For example, yesterday I was told that Small and Medium Enterprises Agency is planning again to participate to Slush 2023 in Helsinki in November. So if anyone is interested, they can contact directly the agency, or they can contact me and ask me to check with the agency how they can sign up for the business delegation in Helsinki. My presentation, or better say my speech, should be, I think, in tune with the casual and more relaxed evening mood of the attendees of our Midsummer event. So I will try to avoid boring statistical data about bilateral trade, turnover, etc., etc. I will say only a few words about Swedish economy and about the IT sector. Swedish economy is open and export-oriented and is highly regarded as a stable, innovative, and strongly with strong social welfare system. In short, we can say that Swedish economy runs like a clockwork. Every industry is well-oiled and synchronized with all the others. The country is widely recognized as a global leader in technology, innovation, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. It is home to several world-known successful multinational corporations like Volvo, Ericsson, IKEA, H&M, Spotify, Electrolux, Skype, for example, Atlas Copco, Husqvarna, and many others. It promotes innovation through investment, research and development, and strong intellectual property protection, and very supportive business environment. That is why many large, the biggest companies in the world are aiming at the Swedish market and investing heavily here. Of course, the IT sector plays vital role in the economic growth and digital transformation, and became over the years became one of the country's most important industry, which contributes significantly to Sweden's GDP and employing thousands of professionals, not only from Sweden, but from abroad. As probably most of you know, the Swedes are trying to attract IT specialists in Sweden to work here. As important subsectors of the IT industry, we can mention, is this worth mentioning, telecommunications. It is enough to say the name of Ericsson here. It is a leading, worldwide leading company in the 5G industry. Gaming and entertainment, Sweden is very strong. They have companies like King or Mojang, which are world known. Fintech and e-commerce, here we should mention Klarna and Izetto, both of which are unicorns, and working in many countries in the world. Of course, we should mention artificial intelligence and data analytics, which there are several companies which are specializing in that field and working very, very actively. Some of the major players in the field, as I said already, some names like Ericsson, which is global leader in telecommunications. Spotify is probably the most popular music streaming platform in the world, which is also a unicorn. Klarna, Izetto, Dice, and many more. From the side of Swedish government, they actively support the growth of the IT sector. They have many different initiatives. I think that Daniela can talk more about that, but you should know that here there is a very business-friendly startup ecosystem with many different opportunities, incubators, accelerators, etc., etc. Maybe I should say that the name of Stockholm, they say that Stockholm is a unicorn factory. There are many startups here. I think for different indicators, Stockholm is leading in the world even before London or New York in different economic indicators for the startup ecosystem and startups. So it is really a super interesting place for anybody who is in the IT business. Finally, I want at the end to thank our hosts, Galatea and Neda. They work very hard and they spare no efforts to create something, to develop a platform which can help everybody in business with the Nordic countries. I'm trying to support them in any way I can, and I hope that at least some of you will do the same and will help them, and we will help us actually to be able to present our country better in the Nordic market, which is underestimated in Bulgaria, but very, very important and very, very good market. Thank you very much.
Hello. Do you hear me? Shall I start?
Hello, can you hear us now?
Yep, I do hear you. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hello. Okay, so please introduce yourself to the auditory here, and yeah, thank you very much for joining today.
All right, thank you so much. My name is Peter Zashev. I'm a Bulgarian by origin, Finnish by passport. I've lived in Finland for 31 years now. I am an associate professor with the Stockholm School of Management. I work in executive education. At the same time, I'm involved in business myself, and I was very amused. I'm a good friend of Valentin. I found it very nice to see that Finland comes right after Sweden, because we have been historically considered to be Sweden's little brother. Just to give you a perspective, the Swedish economy is 0.65% of the world economy. Finland is roughly half the size of Sweden, and Bulgaria is 3 times less strong than Finland. Maybe I start with a few facts for Finland, just to give you a reference. In terms of land area, it's like 3 times the size of Bulgaria. In terms of population, it's roughly the same size, not because Finland is growing, but because Bulgaria is going down. In terms of population, the economy is, I would say, fairly Germanic, means like that Finland has a very strong industrial base. Like, just some fun facts about Finland is that if you think of ships, like 1 out of 3 ship engines is produced by Wärtsilä. If you think of lifts and escalators, 1 out of 5 lifts in the world is produced by the Finnish company called Kone. If you think of pulp and paper machines, every second one is actually produced by Valmet, and the price of one is roughly 100 million euros plus. So it's actually a very heavily industrialized country with many big and international players, just as Valentin said in his introduction of Sweden. Now, the Finnish ICT sector is fairly big. It's actually about 7% of the GDP. It has a community of roughly 200,000 employees, which is quite big and quite strong. And you find a giant variety of company sizes and profiles. You have from the ultimate giant, which will be Tieto Evry. This is like the biggest company. It has 24,000 employees and annual turnover of 3.5 billion euros. That will be generally the cruise ship of Finnish ICT, to a giant amount of fairly dynamic startups, which are being generated and striving on a monthly basis. As Valentin said, perhaps like the place to be and the occasion to be is Slush. I'm really happy to hear that there are Bulgarian companies participating in it. We've seen some last year. I hope we'll be able to see some more now in November, based on what Valentin said. Finland is a classical Lutheran country in terms of being business. Yes, taxes are very high, but we do see these taxes being paid back in fantastic education, in great healthcare, good roads, transparent government. So nobody's really complaining much about taxes. I think that what is important to know is that in Finland, just as in Sweden, nobody is in a hurry. That is one thing to consider for sure. Things happen perhaps to the taste of Southern Europe a little bit slower. People are expected to be more solid. Bragging about yourself is not technically highly appreciated. So basically, the best strategy is to undersell yourself, so to make people pleasantly surprised with who you are, instead of kind of bragging about your achievements and so on. And perhaps establishing contacts and becoming part of networks is a little bit more difficult and challenging. But once you become part of those networks, if you behave appropriately, then you will be there actually for your lifetime, which is perhaps the advantage. I think that just as Sweden, and also I would add just as Estonia, Finland is having a fairly dynamic IT sector. Things are happening, things are advancing, money are being invested as we speak. We do have a fairly sizable amount of unicorns, and we are moving forward. And just as Valentin, anyone who would be interested to hear more, and or if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to support you guys via the magnificent network that Galatea and Friends is creating, or we can just be in touch in LinkedIn. That will be my short summary. I would say the shortest of the shortest summary of Finland.
Thank you very much, Peter. Really valuable information. And it's very important, yes, to have people on site that could share not only what you can read in internet, but also some insights from the how things are actually happening there. And this is something very important about the speed, that you have to be prepared to that things happen a bit. Yeah, to be patient there. Okay, thank you very much, Peter. And next, we would like to invite Eric Bem to join. So, Eric, hello, can you hear us?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Neda and Galatea.
Hello, Eric. We have an audience here of about 20 people. I'm sorry that you cannot see them, but they're very eager to see you and to hear actually about you, because Eric is really a great supporter to our community. So, Eric, please tell us a bit more about yourself and also how you operate, your experience with Bulgaria, and also some tips to the audience here.
Yes, thank you, Neda, and thank you for the invitation, Galatea, Neda. It was also great to listen to you, Valentin and Peter, about your insight. I met with Galatea and the delegation of Bulgaria 10 years ago in Gothenburg, when I was at Invest in Gothenburg. I moved from Gothenburg to Halland, that's between Gothenburg and Malmö, 306,000 inhabitants in that region 2 years ago. But I've continued working with Bulgaria and the SEE countries. And I've been to Bulgaria several times, and I hope to be able to come soon again. And I'm working on behalf of the regional government of Halland. And those two, today and yesterday, we had a meeting about bioeconomy in the city of Karlstad, the bioeconomy capital of Sweden. How to attract bioeconomy investments. Because I used to work with IT and tech. Now I work with IT and tech, but also food, health, and bioeconomy. That's circular economy and biomaterials. And what can we say here? I think the Nordics is an interesting market. You should consider it. You can see more about our slightly smaller market at the house. What are the IT sectors? We need to see what is the most important within IT. We took Digital Europe as a plan, because the European Digital Europe was a very good start. So AI and cybersecurity are very valid areas in Halland, but also advanced services and the common standard IT. And I would say we have a need in digitalization, but the awareness about Bulgaria is not that well known. So you need to explain why Bulgaria. And I've had delegations to Bulgaria several times to Sweden. I met Bulgarian companies in Sofia and also in several other cities. And I would say the biggest opportunity right now is AI. And in Halland, we are working very much with SMEs and AI. We also have cybersecurity. We have been a little bit, I dare to say, naive. We haven't thought about the evil inward. But now we can see that there are countries that are not as pleasant to the neighbors. And this is a hard wake up for us. So we need to work with these both countries, working with national security threats, and also individuals. So cybersecurity is an interesting field. What else? I would say digitalization and some areas, medtech and also automotive, they will work for a long time. But we have the green area, the blue area, agro, food, and forest. There digitalization is coming. Use of sensor technology, drones, AI, IoT services with those industries. Very interesting areas. And I would say start by looking into it. And I want to be a little bit short because I'm now driving home from Karlstad. I would be happy to have a longer speech in that time. But have a look at the market, see what niche you would like to work with, have a speed conversation with Valentin, and then with me. And take in European conferences. We usually go to MWC in Barcelona. We usually go to Web Summit in Lisbon. We will go to Tech Barbecue in Copenhagen, Oslo Innovation Week in Norway. Then we can meet. So before coming to Sweden, if you happen to work with, for example, the telecom sector, that is excellent to start with that. Then we can meet these. I have several Bulgarian companies that usually join both Web Summit and MWC. And then we can introduce the Swedish cocktail, for example, going to meet with a really high level. Last time it was actually the Minister of IT that was present at that seminar. And I had some Bulgarian companies joining that. So have a look at the market, talk to Valentin and me, find niches, and start in work with this market and invest in the market. And the investment, I would say, is knowledge. First step is to do a real good market study. We can advise you who to talk to. That's the very good stuff. Instead of just jumping in, learn that and take it step by step because it takes time. But you need to build trust, as Peter and Valentin mentioned. And I will be happy to join you meet soon and have a call before that. Thank you so much. Keep in touch.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you for supporting us so much and even taking your time while you're driving. So we have a very interesting interview with Eric on our website. So please take some time and read it. So thank you, Eric, and see you and talk to you soon. Next, we would like to invite Daniela, who is also, as we mentioned in the beginning, she has a lot of experience working both in Bulgaria with Swedish companies and in Sweden also with SME companies, taking various roles in the years. So hello, Daniela. Can you hear us?
Yes, hello, Neda. Hello, Galatea. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon to all of you from Sweden, Stockholm, which is also known as the capital of Scandinavia. I don't know if Valentin already mentioned or that. I'm happy to be here today, even if I would prefer to meet you all in person, and I hope that you're having a rewarding evening with a lot of networking opportunities. I would also take the opportunity to thank Galatea and Neda for inviting me to be a part of this event. My name is Daniela Dimitrova. I grew up in Bulgaria, but moved to Sweden for more than 20 years ago for academic studies and later on professional career. Today, I'm working in Stockholm at an organization owned by the Swedish government as a business advisor for Swedish companies that will grow and have growth potential, supporting them to expand their businesses at Sweden, but also abroad. I will try to give you some very short insights on what is important to think right now, what is most on the top when doing business in Sweden. And one of the most important factors nowadays is that it's not possible to have business relations with a Swedish company or establishing a business in Sweden without focusing on sustainability. And the term sustainable business is used to describe not just work companies do, that is positive impact on society, the environment, or the economy. That everything counts, even efforts to reduce emissions of carbon dioxide, promotion of equal career opportunities, and involvement with local communities are examples of sustainable business initiatives. The environmental aspects of sustainable business are very broad, including areas such as paper recycling, sustainable use of resources, minimizing environmental footprints, and reducing water consumption. And as a small media-sized IT enterprise, one can think, okay, I don't have such a big footprint on the environment. But however, everything matters, and it's important to have it when meeting Swedish companies, having digital on your website. This is something that can give you boost your business in Sweden. Clean tech is also a term that is widely used to describe products or services that improve operational performance, productivity, or efficiency while reducing costs, inputs, energy consumptions, waste of pollution, another important part of sustainable business for all companies, regardless if you're IT, clean tech, or a food tech company. Gender equality is an important aspect of the way companies work with sustainable business. Companies can promote equality by making it possible for parents to combine work and family, encouraging shared participation in childcare, and giving women and men equal opportunities to rise to leadership positions. I would also mention corruption that has been identified by the World Bank one of the greatest threats to growth. Sweden ranks as the fourth least corrupt country in the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index 2021, published in 2022, together with Norway and Singapore, and with the three countries of Denmark, Finland, and New Zealand sharing the top position. So it's very important to have in mind when doing business with Swedish companies or establishing on the Swedish market to have zero tolerance toward corruption. When meeting a potential Swedish customer, partner, or establishing a business in Sweden, it is important to highlight which areas within sustainability you are focusing on. Even better, if you can highlight the specific global development goals that best matches your business model. Select top 3 to 5 business development goals out of 169 and show how your business correlates to them. But as Neda and Galatea mentioned, beware of greenwashing, because that can ruin your reputation. However, before starting business efforts towards Sweden, it's important to conduct proper research, as Eric mentioned, in order to understand if Sweden is the right market for your company. Even if it's great opportunities on the Swedish market, it's not the right market for all of the companies, but for many it is. It doesn't need to be a deep marketing study. You can just collect and analyze facts that are based on criteria that are important for you. The more you can prepare, the better the result will be. There is a lot of information that you can find desktop or from different data sources. Collecting that data will make it easier for you to enter the Swedish market. And the last but not least, I would like to highlight the role of Swedish business communities, including, amongst other, Chamber of Commerce, business incubators and science parks, and so on and so forth. The communities in which companies give and take, then help and support each other with knowledge, valuable contacts, and practical issues. Doing business with Sweden implies huge opportunities that can contribute to the growth and development of your company. But in order to take, you have to be able to give, which can lead to co-creation and making your business even more sustainable. So this was shortly from me. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to reach out to me if you have further questions or some doubts. Anything.
Thank you very much, Daniela. Always sharing valuable insights. Yes, Daniela, she also has a profile in our platform. So if you are interested, also you can reach to her. She could give you a lot of advice regarding especially Sweden and Swedish market. Okay, so I think now we have concluded with our online guests, and now I would like to invite Galatea also here to share a few more insights about the markets that we couldn't cover online. So today she has this vast experience working for the Nordics. So please, Galatea, the floor is yours.
Hello. Once again, I will try very briefly to cover Denmark and Norway to give you some short notes on these countries in order not to exclude them today. I have the most experience on Swedish market, but as I was also responsible to Norway, I have some points also to give there. But I will start with Denmark. Well, the Nordic markets. They're very they have a lot of similarities, but still they have their specific traits. Denmark economy is like a well-dressed Viking riding a bicycle with a cup of gourmet coffee in hand. It's a mix of Nordic efficiency and leisure vibes, where everyone seems to have a balanced blend of hard work and relaxation. I could add here that it's almost the same in Sweden, so the coffee and the bicycle, at least. Danish economy runs very much on wind power and Lego blocks. The country is also famous for its delicious bacon. I didn't know that, actually. I'm vegetarian, so probably that's the reason. In this quirky landscape, Danish businesses thrive on creativity and collaboration. So it's in all the Nordic markets, collaboration is very important topic. Companies collaborate there, so that was our intention, to take a leaf from their book and try to implement it here in Bulgaria. Denmark is known for its technological advancements and digital infrastructure, making it a prominent player in the global IT industry. The IT sector in Denmark plays a vital role in the country's economy. It contributes significantly to the GDP and the employment generation. The country invests significantly in research institutions, universities, and public-private partnership to drive innovation. The collaboration between academia and industry has resulted in breakthrough developments in areas such as artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and blockchain technology. The Danish government actively supports the growth of the IT sector through startup funding and grants for IT entrepreneurs, tax incentives for the IT companies, and collaboration between government agencies and industry. That is also very important. That's why I started with the thought that it's a shared effort, because if the image of the country is good, its companies are very well accepted on the foreign markets. At least this is my almost 20 years of experience. Denmark has one of the highest internet penetration rates globally. This infrastructure serves as a solid foundation for the growth of the IT sector, with strong focus on research and innovation. Key areas of business opportunities include cloud computing and data analysis. I'm sorry for reading, but I'm not an IT specialist. I'm economist, so yes, pardon my reading. Internet of Things, applications, cyber security, e-commerce and digital marketing, automation and robotics. So the IT sector in Denmark is a significant driver of economic growth and technological innovation. The country is focused on research, collaboration, and supportive policies. Later on, you will see that it's the same in Norway. So the government supports the sector very much, and there's a lot of funding opportunities in the Nordics. And I think this is one direction that we also should explore as a community and Bulgarian business, to reach out to Nordic partners and see if we can do joint projects and receive funding. Okay, so let's move to Norway then. Oops. Today is not my day. The Norwegian economy is as resilient as a Viking ship sailing through stormy seas. It's fueled by a combination of natural resources, innovative industries, and a sparkle of Nordic efficiency. Oil and gas flow through its veins, pumping wealth into the country faster than a reindeer can fly. Everyone has access to free healthcare and education, and the welfare benefits are very generous. Its currency is strong and stable. All the countries, all four Nordic countries, they have their own currency. Finland, Norway, and Denmark are Finland, Sweden, and Denmark are EU members. Norway is not, but it's a part of the common market. So GDPR applies there as well in Norway. I mean, known for its stunning natural landscapes, Norway is also a country that excels in the field of information technology. The IT sector is nowhere has experienced significant growth over the years, becoming a vital part of the country's economy. It encompasses a wide range of subsectors, including software development, telecommunications, cybersecurity, data analytics, and more. The sector's growth has been fueled by factors such as digitalization, innovation, a skilled workforce, and a supportive business environment. The Norwegian government has played a crucial role in fostering the development of the IT sector. Norway hosts several prominent companies like Telenor and Evry that contribute significantly to the IT sector. The country is actively embracing emerging technologies that have the potential to reshape industries like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and blockchain, just to mention a few. Norway places great emphasis on protecting digital assets and personal information. Cyber security measures and regulations such as GDPR are in place to ensure secure digital practices. And in conclusion, the IT sector in Norway is thriving, driven by innovation, government-supported and skilled workforce. The country's focus on emerging technologies and commitment to cybersecurity make it an attractive destination for companies and startups. So vibrant startup environment in all four countries with a lot of funding, but also you have to have all these tips in mind when you look to the Nordics or reach out to these these markets. So that's from me. And of course, if you have questions, I'm not sure that we can have our speakers now, but you can reach out to them on the platform. They all have profiles, I think, and
Yes.
also me and Neda. But if you have questions to us about the platform or something else or comments, you're very welcome to share them.
Yes, so thank you very much, Galatea, also for sharing some of the insights. So this is what we would encourage you from now on. Just make a profile, share their information, reach out to us. We would be very happy to tell about your success stories. And also, of course, you don't need us always. You can also share some insights, information between you, so that I see here some people with very good experience working with the Nordic countries. So thank you everyone for joining today and for coming. And now we decided to prepare kind of guided networking session. So we would be very happy to participate together with you in these groups. So each one of you has received a certain color entering here, depending on the country of interest or the country where you have experience, so that we wanted a bit to mix people with experience and interest in the certain country. So I would invite probably here our moderators now, so that you can recognize them and also join with them with your group. So here is Maureen.
He's green.
He's green.
So he's Finland.
That's
okay.
Finland.
So no, yours is not here. I have to give it to you. But come. Okay. So yes, you will see in the hands of our moderators. I'm one of them. I'm the purple one, I think. You can join the group of the moderator that is holding the color of your choice and moderator written on it. Yeah. Okay. So this is Finland. I'm Sweden. What is your choice? Well, we'll decide later on. But